Welcome back to University Field, where some MIZ chants have broken out. The fans trying to get behind their team on Senior Day as Tennessee leads 7-2 heading to the bottom of the second.
Great crowd here for Senior Day, and they're hoping they can witness a Tiger rally here, and this offense certainly capable of it. You know, we've spent a lot of time talking about how great this Tennessee offense is, but this Mizzou offense this year, certainly one of the best that we've seen in a number of years with this program. Many past years kind of relying on the pitching of Chelsea Thomas and Kristen Nodelman, but this year the offense has packed a lot of punch for the Tigers, so if there is a Mizzou team that could come back from this deficit, it's the 2013 squad.
And one of the best teams, all-around teams we've seen at Mizzou since those first two Women's College World Series teams that Early Wine had here at Mizzou. First pitch to Sykes, taken for strike one. And, Matt, I know you weren't here for that, but those were some fun teams to watch. 0-1 on its way, misses low. 1-1 the count, and Akamini will go out and talk to Renfro. I think they had a little miscommunication on the signs there. We'll see Renfro saying sorry as she came out to the circle to talk to her.
He's kind of chuckling a little bit. My bad.
Wind going out slightly to left field here. Sykes rips it into right field, and the leadoff runner aboard for Mizzou. As again, this offense doesn't go quietly.
And Mackenzie Sykes, that's really how she's been hitting the ball here, especially as of late. A lot of line drives. She's had some tough luck with them heading right to outfielders or hitting a lot of foul balls, but whenever she's been making contact, she's really been ripping those line drives. And the Tigers have a leadoff runner on here for the second straight inning. Got to start somewhere.
And it looks like that'll be it for Ivy Renfro, as she'll be relieved by her sister Ellen. And we'll be back with some stats on Ellen here in just a bit. You're listening to Tiger Softball on the Mizzou Network. And welcome back to University Field. As we said, Ellen Renfro will be the new pitcher and really get ace one and ace two here for Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, really take your pick. It's really hard to pick a number one, number two between them. Ellen with more starts on the year, more of a finesse pitcher than her older sister Ivy.
And the Tiger offense has struggled facing Ellen so far this series. Pitch ground on over to Siobhan. She fires on to Gibson, who fires on to first. Not in time to get Genovese, though. So fielder's choice will keep a runner at first, but make one out for the Tigers in the bottom of the second. Genovese
came out looking for that first pitch. Got to like the aggressiveness. Didn't work out in that case. Now let's see if Rachel Hay can get something going here on her Senior Day. We talked about her earlier. Certainly has the power to score 2 runs here with the swing of a bat.
Senior righty digs in. First pitch to her, misses high, ball one.
And with Ellen Renfro, the pitch you really got to watch out for is her changeup. We were talking about it yesterday. Really, you'd be hard-pressed to find a changeup that has a greater speed differential in the game than hers.
1-0, check swing. They asked down to first. She did not go. Able to hold up, 2-0 the count. The only one I could think of off the top of my head would be the one we saw last night with Chelsea Thomas.
Exactly. And those are what the good pitchers in the game of softball have. You got to have a good changeup because hitters will catch up.
2-0, just catches the outside corner. As Akamini looked like she struggled a little bit with that one. 2-1 the count.
Although as the first game wore on last night and Ellen Renfro's pitch count went up, she had a little bit of trouble locating that changeup.
2-1 pitch on its way. That'll miss low as it bounces and picked up by Akamini. 3-1 now on Rachel Hay.
And the Tigers showing a lot of patience at the plate. We saw Genovese go for the first pitch, but other than her, just about every batter has gone deep into the count.
Yeah, 5 or 6 pitches each. 3-1 on its way. Swung on in, fouled away. Good cut there by Hay.
She took a big rip at that one.
Lindsey Muller has sat down in the Tiger bullpen. Her and Cousins are still out there. They're just not throwing right now. Infield back for the Lady Vols. Payoff pitch on its way. That'll miss high, ball 4. Rachel Hay works a one-out walk. Runners on first and second now for Carly Rose.
And hey, we're still only in the second inning. The Tigers trail by 5, but if you can just get a couple back the next inning, certainly not a deficit that cannot be overcome, especially with this offense. And Tigers right now doing a good job just taking it one at-bat at a time.
And I've got a feeling we're going to see a lot of runs today, Matt, is both these teams very good hitting, have seen all the pitchers the other school has.
It's shaping up that way.
First pitch to Rose, swung and hit sharply past Siobhan. Not able to hold on to it as Shipman. She fires a second, not in time. We'll wait to see the ruling on that, but I've got to imagine that would be a single.
That would have been a tough play to make anyway. I would personally go with the single, but nevertheless, it loads the bases now for the top of the Tiger lineup. That's exactly what you like to see. And one thing I really like that Aaron Earlywine has done with the lineup this year is put a really good hitter down at the number 9 spot. We saw it earlier this year with Kayla Kingsley, and since she was injured, Carly Rose has kind of filled into that spot. When you put a good speedy runner who has a good on-base percentage at the bottom of the lineup, what it does is really gives you 2 leadoff hitters then as you turn the lineup over. And, that puts Nicole Hudson kind of in the new cleanup hitting spot, batting third, and now you got the bases loaded for the top of the lineup.
That'll be Emily Crane that steps up. She's 0 for 0 with a walk. First pitch to her will miss outside, ball 1. She got on just ahead of Hudson before she hit her home run.
Big opportunity for the Tigers here.
One they have to capitalize on. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the second. And then the leadoff hitter up for the Tigers. She takes low, ball 2.
And now with a hitter's count, Crane can wait for her pitch now.
And you got Crane and then the batter on deck, Marston. 2 very tough hitters to strike out. 2-0 pitch. That will miss outside again. 3-0 now to Emily Crane.
Renfro keeps looking away, and she can't hit that corner, and the crowd really starting to pick it up, getting behind the Tiger batters.
Bases loaded, Tigers down 5. Emily Crane with a 3-0 count. Renfro will miss, ball 4. Second walk for Emily Crane, and an RBI for the freshman as the Tigers cut the lead to 4.
And now suddenly you have the tying run coming up to the plate.
And if Marston could some way find a way on, you've got Hudson, Randazzo, Roth.
All with a lot of power. And I'll tell you what, on that last at-bat, Ellen Renfro really had a tough time locating her pitches. Most of them weren't even close to threatening the strike zone, especially ball 4.
It's almost one of those things, too, if you wonder if she's trying to be too perfect with it, trying to make sure she's not putting a fat pitch in there for these Tiger hitters.
And I'll tell you what, it can be very difficult coming in relief. Sometimes you need a little time to kind of warm up, even though you've been in the bullpen. You need to adjust to the game situation. It's a tough spot.
First pitch to Marston, ground on to Siobhan, fires to home, not in time as Akamine drops it. Great job by Rachel Hay barreling in there and sliding in safely as Akamine tries to make the exchange too quickly, and the Tigers now within 3.
That's the second miscue we've seen this inning, whether you want to call them official errors or not. Second miscue we've seen from Tennessee in the field. We saw that walk from Renfro to bring in a run. You can kind of start to feel the pressure of building on Tennessee. They have a 3-run lead here, but the momentum right now really is with the Tigers. And now you've got the bases loaded for Nicole Hudson, who went deep on her first at-bat of the game.
Not the situation you want to be in right now. If you're Tennessee, you've got one of your aces not able to find the strike zone. You've got a defense that hasn't quite helped her out right now. And you've got one of the best hitters in the nation in Nicole Hudson. Not just one of the best hitters, but one of the most patient hitters, too, who turned around an Ivy Renfro changeup back in the first inning.
Yeah, we've seen Nicole Hudson. I mean, we've seen her power this year, but really just a pure hitter in every sense of the word. She'll take, a big hack at it, try and tie this game up or give the Tigers a lead if she would be able to go deep. But if she sees a way to hit it the opposite way, she'll take whatever the pitcher gives her. And right now, the crowd really getting into this one.
You could feel the excitement building here at University Field. Wind blowing out towards the left field line. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. And the fans can definitely feel it. This is one of the better environments, too, when the fans are going crazy. Been some great regional and super regional games here with a packed house. 1-0, misses high, ball 2.
Yeah, when University Field gets full, it gets loud. With the way the stadium is designed, kind of the crowd on top of you, it can be a little nerve-wracking for the opposition.
Especially when they start pounding on those bleachers. 2-0 from Renfro. Swung on, hit deep into left field. Going back and looking up is Brown. It is out of here. A grand slam from Nicole Hudson, and she gives the Tigers the lead once again, 8-7.
What a clinic put on by Nicole Hudson today at the plate. A grand slam, and the Tigers take the lead, and this place is going absolutely nuts.
Her teammates are going nuts. Nicole Hudson had the biggest smile on her face coming around third base as she shook Aaron Earlywine's hand, and her teammates had big smiles on their faces too to meet her. And again, Nicole Hudson, 2 at-bats, 2 home runs, and twice has given the Tigers the lead back.
You knew that was going to be trouble for Ellen Renfro and the Lady Vols as the bases were loaded. You had nowhere to put Hudson, and she had a hitter's count 2-0, just waited for her pitch and sent it into left field.
And Rendazzo gets a hold of one, but just a little bit ahead of it. And we thought we almost went back-to-back on 2 straight pitches there, Matt.
The Tigers absolutely have all the momentum in this one. And you look at the body language, Tennessee out in the field, they are shell-shocked right now.
Well, again, Mizzou taking advantage of walks and errors. And only 4 hits, but 8 runs. As Rendazzo takes outside, ball 1. So Mizzou leads 8-7. A grand slam from Nicole Hudson. She's 2 for 2 with 6 RBI on senior day.
Not a bad start.
A 1-1, and that's bounced about 35 feet there as it goes to 2-1 on Rendazzo.
And we saw that a lot from Renfro last night, really having trouble getting that changeup where she wanted it to be. When she can locate it, it's dangerous, but she left it short a lot in game number 1 last night.
2-1 to the third baseman, and that will skip across the plate. 3-1 the count, and Ellen Renfro right now is all over the place and looks really rattled out there.
Tell you, I think nobody really can believe what they've witnessed in 2 innings so far through this game.
Seen 15 runs. 3-1, swung on, hit sharply over to Shipman. She'll field it and fire on across the Tarango in time for out number 2, which, when we got out number 1, seemed like forever ago, Matt.
Yeah, it seemed like yesterday. We expected a slugfest today, but I don't think anybody expected 15 runs in the first 2 innings. But these are certainly 2 teams that can do that for you, and I don't think anybody would be surprised if we saw 15 more runs here through the rest of this game.
It's something else, that's for sure. Kelsey Ross steps to the plate. 2 outs, Tigers lead 8-7. Pitch misses low, ball 1. And Matt, the thing I like to see out of this Tiger offense too is they've responded. They've not laid down, they've come back, and they've responded to every shot that Tennessee has given.
And they've stuck to their game plan too. You didn't see any panic out of the batters as well. Sometimes that's easy to do.
1-0, that will miss up and away, ball 2.
You certainly would never expect to see this team lay down, but when you get down by a big deficit like that, sometimes you overextend yourself and try a little bit too hard, but this team has stayed exactly on game plan.
Long look in from Ellen Renfro. Roth ready. 2-0. Thought about it. Lays off, though. A great eye as it goes to 3-0.
Smart decision.
Here's the thing, too. If Renfro keeps getting down in counts, she's going to have a real tough time against this Tiger offense. There's one thing they've been working on this year is pitch selection, which they've done a great job of since the beginning of SEC play. 3-0 pitch, taken on the outside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, we've certainly seen that. I feel like we'd have to check the numbers on it, but this team seems to be a lot more willing to take walks than teams have in the past here at Mizzou. A lot more patient. Good hitting with 2 strikes.
Roth awaits the 3-1. She takes it outside, Strike two, and I'll put the count full. 3-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Tigers have scored 6, and they lead 8-7.
Those were two good takes by Roth. Neither were really any pitches she could do anything with.
Payoff pitch on its way. Swung on, grounded on over to Siobhan. She comes up, fields it in front of third, fires on, and picked out by Tarango in time to get Kelsey Roth, but not before the Tigers get 6 runs on 3 hits and an error. And the big hit being a grand slam from Nicole Hudson. They lead 8-7 as we head to the top of the third. You're listening to Tiger Softball on the Mizzou Network.